Did you know the oldest international peace treaty in the world was signed around 1259 BC between two legendary empires, the Egyptians and the Hittites? It's not just an ancient artifact, it's a turning point in human history that set the stage for diplomacy as we know it today. Buckle up, because I'm about to tell you the story of the forgotten king who masterminded this treaty, Hattusili III. You might know of Egypt's Ramses II, a pharaoh whose larger-than-life presence dominated ancient records. But what about his counterpart in the Hittite Empire? The story of Hattusili III is an epic journey of betrayal, strategy, and extraordinary resilience that ultimately culminates in the forging of history's first known written peace agreement. To fully understand the magnitude of this treaty, we need to delve into the time when the Hittites and Egyptians were fierce rivals, two great powers vying for dominance in the ancient world. The tension escalated during the Battle of Kadesh in 1274 BC, considered one of the largest chariot battles ever fought. Ramses II had led his forces to what he claimed as a decisive Egyptian victory, even carving grandiose depictions of his triumph on temple walls. But historical records, including those from both Egyptian and Hittite sources, suggest the battle was more of a stalemate than a clear win. The tension didn't end there. Following the battle, skirmishes and rivalries persisted, straining both empires to their limits. Enter Hattusili III. Unlike the flamboyant Ramses, Hattusili's story is one of survival and ingenuity. As the younger brother of the Hittite king Muwatalli II, Hattusili was not the first in line for the throne. In fact, his brother's favor fell upon a different successor, and this strained the relationships of the royal family. But Hattusili wasn't one to back down. Known for his sharp military mind and diplomatic finesse, he still commanded significant respect within the Hittite circles. When his nephew assumed the throne after Muwatalli's death, things took a darker turn. The young king, Urhi-Teshub, resentful of Hattusili's influence, plotted his downfall. Hattusili, now an experienced military commander and governor, faced betrayal on multiple fronts. But here's where things get truly interesting. Instead of succumbing to conspiracy and marginalization, Hattusili rallied an army loyal to him and launched a series of strategic maneuvers that culminated in him overthrowing Urhi-Teshub. He claimed the throne for himself, becoming Hattusili III. But this wasn't just a power grab. It was an act of survival and reformation. As king, Hattusili inherited an empire fraught with internal divisions and resource shortages caused by continuing conflicts with Egypt. Unlike other rulers who might have pursued revenge through further warfare, Hattusili took a different approach. He understood the toll prolonged battles were taking on both empires. Although his own empire had powerful warriors, maintaining the status quo was unsustainable in the long run. This is where the plot thickens. Ramses II was facing his internal challenges at the same time: religious opposition in Egypt and threats from other rival groups. Both kings were cornered, so to speak, by their circumstances. Ramses needed stability to focus on internal reforms, and Hattusili needed to ensure the survival of his empire amidst external and internal tensions. Hattusili made the first overture, in what can only be described as an unparalleled act of statesmanship for its time. Hattusili initiated talks for peace. But this wasn't as simple as just sending a messenger across the desert. Diplomatic missions of this magnitude required a delicate balance of negotiation, intrigue, and, surprisingly, a bit of theater. Each empire tried to present itself as the dominant party while concealing its vulnerabilities. Imagine carefully drafted clay tablets carrying proposals, counteroffers, and reassurances between these two ancient powerhouses. After months of negotiations, the Kadesh Peace Treaty was born. A clay tablet inscribed in Akkadian cuneiform script, the lingua franca of diplomacy in the ancient Near East. The treaty declared that both nations would aid one another in the face of external aggression, promised to extradite refugees, and recognized each other's territories. Essentially, it was an agreement of mutual respect and coexistence. a feat monumental for its time. The treaty wasn't just political strategy, it was symbolic. Both sides framed their cooperation as being under the watchful eyes of their gods, lending divine weight to the agreement. And here's a twist. The treaty didn't just benefit the rulers. It also set a precedent for resolving conflicts through dialogue rather than endless war. It demonstrated what leaders could achieve with diplomacy, even if it originated from desperation rather than altruism. So why hasn't Hattusili III received the level of recognition that Ramses II enjoys? Much of it has to do with history being written by the victors, or those with better PR machines. Ramses commissioned enormous monuments to tell his tale. Hattusili, while commemorated in Hittite records, didn't build anything to rival Egypt's iconic temples and statues. In fact, much of what we know about the Hittites comes from archaeological findings only recently discovered in the 20th century. But make no mistake, Hattusili was a visionary, a survivor, and a diplomat par excellence. To this day, a replica of the Kadesh Peace Treaty hangs in the United Nations building in New York, serving as a tribute to the enduring human spirit of negotiation and peace. Think about that for a moment. A decision made by leaders over 3,000 years ago continues to inspire the global community toward peaceful resolution of conflicts. The core of this story isn't just about ancient history. It's a reminder of the timeless value of diplomacy and resilience. Hattusili III's journey, from betrayed governor to the mastermind of an unprecedented peace treaty, is a testament to determination and vision in overcoming challenges that could have easily destroyed an empire. So next time you think of Ramses II and the grandeur of ancient Egypt, spare a thought for Hattusili III, a forgotten yet indispensable figure in the tapestry of world history. History often illuminates the giants while casting the quiet innovators in shadows. But it's in these shadows we discover the hidden gems, the stories that redefine how we see the world, not just in the past, but also in how we approach challenges today. This is the story of Hattusili III, the forgotten king who changed the course of history by making peace, not war.